All right, it's the Black and Gold Daily Blitz. I am Tito, Jeff Didoff. Thanks so much for tuning in. Follow me on the X at It Happens. Steelers, here we go. That's it. That's where the gold chain's from. I wore it at the game on Monday night when the Browns took on the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Had a great time and got a lot to talk about with that game. Let's get this out of the way first. The positives. The Steelers got the win. They won 22-16. Let's go back a little bit. FanStreetSports.com. We're FanStreet Sports, powered by DSP Media. Download the app, Apple and Android, the FanStreet Sports app, round-the-clock programming. So many great quality programs we've got from different schools and fan bases across the country. Go check that out. So, and also then go to the Facebook page, FanStreet Sports Facebook page, and you can interact with some of the hosts and also some of the other fans of shows. My producer, Tim's going to be ticked off because this is going to make noise and it's also shiny, but I don't care about this. Like I said, I'm excited about going to the game on Monday night. And the Steelers scored that first touchdown in the interception return, and it was right by where I was at. So if you've got a DVR, go back and look. Look for the guy wearing a Hawaiian Steelers shirt with this gold chain around his neck, and sitting next to a couple of guys that were Browns fans wearing Browns Hawaiian shirts. Lots of fun, great atmosphere as always in Pittsburgh. So those are the positives. We'll get to the negatives though soon. Nick Chubb gets hurt on the hit by Minkah Fitzpatrick. It was an ugly play, ugly injury, I should say. And they showed it one time on the Jumbotron, and then they wouldn't show it again. The gasps that came from the audience, from the fans there after that, led ESPN to also say, you know what, we're not showing this again on their broadcast as well. So, but it's a terrible injury for Nick Chubb. I don't think it was a dirty play by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I was appreciative of the fact that when Chubb was going off the field on the cart, the fans were chanting his name. And so that was a classy move by the Steelers. Love seeing that. There was a couple incidents in the stands, but nothing to the extreme what happened in Miami, New England on Sunday night when a fan died from getting punched, and they're saying it's another medical episode. But I hate seeing things like that happen in games. I love seeing the responses of some classiness like what I saw in that, the way the Steelers fans reacted when Nick Chubb was going off the field. So tough injury for Nick Chubb. I will tell you this on the football side. Cleveland was never the same in that game after that. Nick Chubb was running wild over Pittsburgh. They could not stop him. Didn't have an answer for him. Once he went down, Jerome Ford was great in replacement of Chubb, and he rushed for over 100 yards. He looked good, but it just wasn't the same for the Browns offense overall. And obviously Deshaun Watson played into that. All right. Now let's talk about the Steelers offense. On my podcast I did from Vegas leading up to the game, I predicted a 20-17 Steelers win. They won 26-22. So I predicted a win by 3, lower scoring. They won by 4, still a little higher scoring than I thought it would be. The offense, though, and I said at the time it was a must-win for Pittsburgh, which it was, and thank God they won that game. It was going to be a big game for Najee Harris and a big game for Matt Canada, and neither one of those guys came through. Najee Harris ended up with 10 carries for 43 yards. One of them was a 21-yard run. Never really looked like he was in, it wasn't really a factor in the game. And that's what's sad about this, that Najee Harris used to be such an exciting player for Pittsburgh early on. I say used to be, it's his third year. My God. But anymore now, fans are cheering for like a 5-yard gain, which should not be the case, which showed you how far he has fallen. Najee Harris, again, 10 carries, 43 yards. One of them was a 21-yard run. Pat Freiermuth was a non-factor. 1 catch on 1 target for 2 yards. And Kenny Pickett, again, also not 15 out of 30, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The offense looked awful. And there was a chance to fire Matt Canada and all of that during the game. Mike Tomlin talked about that after the game and said he's not going to, he's not, I want to get the phrasing on it right, but Tomlin said he's not going to make knee-jerk decisions. But in 28 out of 37 games, they've scored less than 20 points. And in this game, look, they scored 26, but the offense didn't score 26. There were 2 touchdowns by the defense. They've had no games in the Matt Canada tenure where they've gotten over 400 yards of total offense in a game. Every other team in the NFL during that time has at least, I think, 3 is a stat that I saw. At least 3 games over 400 yards. The offense, it is so deflating watching it out there because it's turned into one of those situations where you just hope they get a couple of first downs and get better field position next time. And it's sad when you've got to rely on the defense to do all that work. The Steelers' defense was great. They're not going to be able to duplicate that. We'll talk more about the defense shortly. The good parts about the offense: Jaylen Warren, 6 carries, 20 yards, but 4 catches for 66 yards. He is an exciting player. I'd rather see more Jaylen Warren, less Najee Harris, if this is the way it's going to go. And I'm not saying it's completely Najee Harris' fault, because the offensive line is still a work in progress, so they were better on Monday night against Cleveland. But Jaylen Warren has a better chance for big play potential. That's just the way it is now. George Pickens, 4 catches, 127 yards, and a touchdown. So good numbers for him as well. He needs more volume, but the 71-yard touchdown pass was an amazing play, really helped Steelers out. The Steelers, -7 offensive yards in the fourth quarter, still outscored the Browns and won the game, which is just amazing. I like what CBS Sports Radio host Andrew Perloff said. He said the play calling was like him playing Madden when he's drunk, is what he said it was, which makes total sense on that one. So at some point, though, a move has to be made. I don't believe a move will be made during the season. I don't think that they're going to get rid of Matt Canada in season. If things don't get better after the season, yes. I could see tweaks being made in responsibilities. I could see where someone says, you know what, they might not do it publicly. They might not publicly say, hey, Matt Canada's not calling the plays, or Matt Canada's not doing this. They might not do it. It might wait till after the season before he finally is gone. But I could see responsibilities shifting a little bit, and maybe Tomlin playing more of a role in the offense, although he's been, the defense is his baby. But see him playing more of a role in that. They're maybe hiring in a consultant, an outside person, a former OC to come in and help as well. But Matt Canada clearly is not the answer for the offensive coordinator position with the Steelers. They are right now 1-1, not because of Matt Canada, in spite of Matt Canada. They've got a game on Sunday night in Las Vegas against the Raiders. God, I hope they open it up. I hope they do something different, because the offense just looks pathetic. I can't believe it's talent. I've got to believe it's coaching. The defense, speaking of talent, 6 sacks, recovered 3 fumbles, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, made Deshaun Watson uncomfortable most of the game. Now, there was part of the problem was where the Browns had success was sometimes Deshaun got flushed out and ran for positive yards. That certainly is something the Steelers have got to focus on stopping. Garoppolo's not a mobile quarterback for the Vegas, so it shouldn't be a factor now, but it will be a factor when the Steelers take on the Ravens coming up here in a couple weeks. When they play the Browns again, mobile quarterbacks could be an issue for the Steelers if they can't learn how to contain and then not let the quarterback slip out of the pocket in situations where the defensive backs did a great job. I know Micah Fitzpatrick might not play on Sunday night against the Raiders. Would be surprised, actually, if he did play. But when the defensive backs are doing such a great job of covering, you need to be able to contain the quarterback. And that's deflating as well. Talk about the offense being deflating. Defense as well. If the defense has the receivers locked down, and the quarterback still escapes for like a 6, 7, 8, 9, 12-yard game, whatever it is, that's very deflating for the defense. TJ Watt, in addition to scoring a touchdown, broke James Harrison's all-time sack record for the Steelers. That was fun to watch. By the way, another player I want to point out, Cole Holcomb. He was the one who they signed from Washington as a free agent, coming off an injury, but in the time when he was in Washington, he was playing close to 100% of the snaps every single game in Washington during his tenure there. He played a lot on Monday night against Cleveland and was great. Did a lot of things to disrupt the Browns, and I love what Cole Holcomb's been able to do on defense so far. He's been a big free agent addition, one of those classic Steeler free agent additions where they bring somebody in who got kind of cast aside by someone else and they make him into something great. So Cole Holcomb, TJ Watt, Micah Fitzpatrick, there were a lot of great names on defense, and it was old school Steelers football on defense. The offense has to get fixed. This division right now is ripe for the taking, because now you've got the Browns, who have just lost Nick Chubb for the season. They're 1-1, and Deshaun Watson, for the most part, looks inept back there. And it feels like the Browns have set their franchise back a few years now by giving Deshaun Watson all that money. I don't see it turning around for I'd rather the Steelers offense right now than the Browns offense, which is saying something based on how the Steelers have looked so far this year. So Browns are 1-1, don't look that good. Bengals 0-2, Joe Burrow also re-aggravated a calf injury. He doesn't look great right now. The Bengals offense has been also very suspect so far this year. We saw what the Browns did to them week 1. They lose the Ravens. They're 0-2. The Ravens are 2-0, but you never know how long Lamar Jackson's going to play before he gets hurt. And we know the Steelers can beat the Ravens. It's going to be a smash mouth game when they play each other. So this division, although I don't expect the Steelers to win it, this division is winnable for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got to win games like this coming Sunday on a short week on the road in Las Vegas. Got to get that win on Sunday. We'll talk more and preview that more coming up. But follow me on the X. I'm at That Happens. It was, again, a great win for the Steelers against the Browns on Monday night, the 26-22 win. Download the FanStream Sports app. It's free. You can get it on both Apple and Android devices, so check that out. Go get it. Like, list, subscribe, share, all those things. Get your friends to like it as well. Go to the FanStream Sports page. Interact with hosts and other fans. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been the Black Gold Daily Blitz on FanStream Sports, powered by DSP Media.